guys, thanks again for joining us on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita, I'm your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm Black Red Square. That's it.
Thanks for joining us again. Hope you guys are doing well during the lockdown. Hope you have all your essentials, all your family members, all your friends close by, who you want to spend these valuable times with.
Definitely.
So, we've just been, home kicking it, not really doing much, Children
I
are
wouldn't say
home.
not really doing much. Working behind the scenes on numerous different things. I don't know, the new logo. We're working on that for the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We're also streaming now live on Spotify.
We're on Breaker, we're on RadioPublic,
Yeah.
we're on Google Play,
Yeah.
AnchorFM.
Definitely.
So if you're streaming through any of these outlets, you can definitely check us out, Music and Marriage Podcast.
Definitely.
While you're driving, you're doing your daily routine, whatever you're doing at home, you can, if you can't get to watch us on YouTube, you can get to listen
Exactly.
to the show. So thank you guys for the continuous support. We must say this before we start.
Most definitely. Also, we have new music coming May 7th.
Yes.
Ata
Love.
Hashtag Ata Love, featuring, my brother King Tat.
King Tat.
Red Square artist. So look out for that May 7th. Produced by Pila Productions. You see me, I say, Ricky Pila, big up yourself. Yesterday was him Earth Strong.
Yeah, happy belated birthday.
Bless up yourself, brother. Yeah, we have a number of things that go on, so I wouldn't say home doing nothing.
It's still, we're not, as active, like we're not running around, we're not out on the road doing these things that we usually do. So that's what I mean, like, and as far as nothing, we're not really doing much. We're just in the house doing what we usually do, work.
Yeah.
So it's not like anything changed really for this
really
quarantine. Exactly.
In a sense.
It's just the kids are home now.
The kids home.
Exactly. Everything else is the same.
Yeah.
So, but with that now, with all kids being home and everything, I hope everyone is doing well. Everyone is being able to cohabitate and communicate in whatever space you're quarantined in.
Yeah,
because a lot of characters and personalities mixing at these times is kind of a little, even though some people might live with your person or many people for a long time, you're not with someone confined for this long space of time,
Yeah.
and it's mandated. So it's something that is definitely, a little scary for most than others, but we can't really relate because we kind of enjoy each other's company. So I would say that.
I don't know if we know how to adapt.
Yeah.
Understand that when I need space or when you need space, we know
How
them
to
times
give each other, yeah, exactly.
So it's not like an issue, really.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you now, since you talked about the music, the new music that you're putting out, just do you want to give the people a little piece of it?
No. I prefer to go and wait. And when the time right, we hear what go on. But throughout the whole promotion vibes, because it go, we have to promote until the song release. So, the process of promotion, you'll definitely hear the music, throughout the process of promotion, leading up to the release of the song. And then even after the release of the song, many, many years later, I will be performing the song live in many different places all over the world. So
stay tuned, I guess.
Stay tuned. Yeah.
All right.
Stay tuned.
So we've been getting a lot of topic suggestions on what we should be discussing, with you guys, just to, they want us to give examples and, tell you guys how we manage to get through certain things within our relationship, within the time that we've been together, and how we've overcame a lot of our obstacles and situations that were placed before us. So, one topic I was asked to discuss was in-laws.
In-laws.
That was one. And the other one was arguing in front of the children.
Okay.
So those two topics, we can probably dibble and dabble in them within this episode.
All right, no problem.
All right. So you get to choose first what you want to start out with. Because I always lead the conversation anyway.
I could lead with the in-laws then. No problem.
All right.
What's your take on the in-law situation? What about in-laws that people need to hear about?
How to deal with in-laws and how I've dealt with in-laws throughout my time with being with you and how you've dealt with it as well.
Well, for me, I seem like a sociable person.
You are.
But I don't consider myself to be. So the thing is that most of your family, I know them from I was, small.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the same like when a person come into a relationship with another person as an adult.
Yeah.
Not knowing
the family
before.
Prior, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
you knew most of my family before
grow
I
up
knew
with
them.
all of your aunties them.
Yeah.
Your mother, your father, we grew up in the same community.
Yeah.
So the relationship was already formed.
Yeah.
With us, and your aunties them know me love them, I have special love for a couple of your aunts them, Auntie Cherry, Dalcy, big up yourself,
Yeah.
Sonia, Junie, all the ways, there's no, we have everybody have that connection,
Mm-hmm.
And my mom and your aunts are good friends, Faye, Auntie Faye.
Yeah.
So it's like we never really encounter no issues because it's not like them never know me and know the type of person who I am.
Yeah.
And the things them we used to do in the past, and who I am now in the present. So they know everything. They know the good, the bad, the indifferent. They know every single thing about me or the type of person that I can be or who I was and
who you are now.
Who I've become.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that it's fair then to, I wouldn't even say that. It's just based on experience really. Me have a good reputation, with your family, in some quarters. And for the most part, and for the most part, we have a good relationship. It's not talking every day and things like that.
As I said,
I'm not a sociable person, as a lot of people think. But
you forgot Auntie Paulette.
Auntie Paulette, and even Auntie Paulette, that's a case in point where we can say that's different because we never know she.
Yeah.
That's not someone that I knew
but
growing
you and
up.
Her, like.
So, that's probably a case in point where we can really elaborate on, so to speak. We get to know each other as, me as an adult, and based upon the reaction that we have with each other, it's mutual, it's respect, She probably hear things about me, and she probably know other little things about me that is maybe not so
the best.
Yeah, but just the way I carry myself and the way I deal with people in general just respect me, because I show respect first. I don't assume nothing.
Okay.
So the in-law thing, you can't complain about it at all. Like how I see other people complain about in-laws, I can't complain because, I give respect first and I get it back.
So what you're trying to say, if you don't give respect, you won't get it? Because that's not necessarily true.
If you don't give respect.
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Because there's been many times where I've given respect and I have not reciprocated that respect.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, how much can you do? How far can you bend over for a person just to give you
respect is not bending over though.
Yeah, but that's what it feels like at times.
Respect is not bending over.
That's,
you have a,
with
you have
certain
a, you have
people,
a
that's how.
conception that is wrong.
That's
Respect
not
is
my
bending
conception.
over.
With certain people, that's just how it is.
That is not
So.
respect. There's no respect there. If you
Exactly.
feel like you have to bend
Exactly. And that's why you have to take yourself away from certain situations.
over. That's what I'm saying. There's no respect. If you feel like you have to bend over, there's no respect to begin with. If you felt like you had to bend over for something, that means that there is no respect. There wasn't any basis for respect
In the beginning.
in the beginning.
That's true.
You understand what I say? So, you know, after, well, we can't tell you where for this.
Differentiate whether you want to be around it or not.
Right. You take yourself away.
Exactly.
You know, and then, you know, from my experience, respect develop from a distance. You know, because sometimes people have this conception, and then because you take yourself away from the whole situation, you now start to see or observe how, you know, people are react to you, and people also are observe, how you are deal with the situation, you know, in terms of our relationship, because you don't know in-laws and the relationship with in-laws tend to find foundation from our relationship. You know, people look at us, the in-laws look at how you treat me and how me treat you.
I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Yeah, of course. Then what is the purpose of an in-law if it's not based upon our relationship?
But that's not how most people are. That's what I'm saying to you. Most people, like siblings, like they're very possessive and they want their siblings to be with like a certain type of, because I know like friends and stuff like that that's in a relationship with a guy and it's like, no, I don't want him to be with this type of girl.
But then over a period of time, if the person takes care of that sibling, and if the person treat that sibling right, and if the spouse behave a certain way,
I guess you haven't met the right in-law, because you have some in-laws out there that are really.
There is no real reason not to like a person if a person is not doing everything that is right,
why should it be upon your assumption of what is right from wrong? Like, that doesn't have anything to do with you. If you're not in that relationship, mind your business. If I'm not disrespecting your brother or sister, whoever you're with, it should be no reason for you to try to come at me in no type of way.
That's what I'm saying, man. But I feel like naturally, as a person that alright, speaking from an in-law point of view then, and not a spouse point of view. Seeing my sister, she has a husband. I don't know the husband really and truly. I've never met him in person or anything like that. You understand? But based upon observation and things that I hear, I have a respect for him, because he's, you know, based upon when me are here, he might treat her right, and he seems like a good youth, a dream thing, and she decided to have a child with him and all of these things. I know my sister, she not really, when it comes to kids and them things, she never really receptive to things like that. So for her to make a decision like that, to have a child with this person,
you know that it must have been
something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know him per se,
but you just respect him off of the fact of how he treats her and the love and respect that he gives her, which is understood.
So that is from an in-law point of view. You understand what I say?
Okay. So from an in-law point of view on my end, how does that work?
What do you mean?
Because there's never, like with your same sister you spoke of, we don't speak. That's your only sibling that I don't speak to.
Okay.
There was no mutual line of disrespect between me and her. It was a hearsay. He said, she said.
Yeah.
And that's how certain situations, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're saying a mutual respect is based off of, from an in-law perspective, is based off of how they see that you treat their brother or sister, whoever it is. Correct? That's what you said. Your sister has never seen me treated you in any type of way, disrespected you in any type of way. Okay. So that's what I'm saying to you. That's what you're saying is.
Yeah, but you also missed the part when I say over a period of time.
We've been together for 19 years.
Right. How long has it been since you have had a conversation with my sister? But that's what I say. So right now you're still based in your
what is. And now
you're still based in your opinion on assumptions and not going or making the effort to call them, to make a phone call, or even she make a phone call. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Just an olive branch of communication.
Don't base your assumption on the past, because time elapsed
and people have grown, people have changed, mindset have developed. That is true.
So you can't just say, you can't base your assumption on just what.
But I'm just speaking off of, but that's what I know. So that's what I'm speaking off of. I can't speak of anything else, but I don't know that.
How long ago was that? How long ago was whatever the he said, she said thing?
Years.
Exactly. So that's what I said.
Brother,
we can't really,
over the moon.
We can't base.
I'm not saying that I'm basing anything. I'm just taking my experience and what I've been through, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to protect myself and my feelings, because I'm the type of person, when I love someone and I give you my respect, and you do some funny shit without coming to me and speaking to me about it, and when I do try to do that at the time, it's like a stone wall type of, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all right, cool. We're going to keep it like that, because before I do anything that I'm going to regret, we just going to
and that is also
keep distance. So that's just how I dealt with the situation.
In my opinion, that is also some level of respect. Because my sister have never ever come to me in a no way, shape or form and said anything bad about you. Never.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
You understand what I say? So I know that there is no disrespect in the midst.
Okay.
You understand what I say? Me know that personally.
Lost in translation.
So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we too in our feelings. Sometimes we just need to just
listen, that's me, and that's how I operate.
Free up your energy.
It's not about freeing up my energy.
Not you.
My
I'm just saying.
Free.
In general, when situations like this happen, sometimes, yes, you do the right thing. The two want to take a step back. And no one was saying anything bad about anybody at all. And just observe the situation, whatever it is you didn't like or whatever it is that happened in the past. I'm pretty sure that things have evolved and changed in many ways. You know what I mean? And opinions change.
Well, for me, I always have this thing in my head, like, regardless, and I give this suggestion to other people as well. You might be in a situation where you might feel disrespected, but at the same time, always remember that you're not with that person, you're with your spouse. So if you're disrespecting someone close to him or someone that he loves, initially, that's kind of disrespecting him. And that's something that I've always thought about, and I've always felt like, okay, let me, just not
and you have never ever
say or
disrespected
do
my
certain.
sister.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I try not to do
because
or
I
say
would really
certain.
like that.
Exactly, and I wouldn't want to do nothing to make you uncomfortable, disrespect you, no type of way. Exactly, and I wouldn't stand for you to come from my sister a certain way. Exactly. So I try to give you that same respect, and that's why I said when it comes to certain situations, I'm very emotional, and I work off of my feelings. Like, if you hurt me, like, I'm done. And unless we have a conversation, because that's also me, if we discuss the situation and we can come to a mutual agreement or understanding of where we came from with the situation or why we felt certain way, I have no problems with moving on and keeping shit going, because I've done that with many people in my life. But my thing is, loyalty is very important to me.
Yeah, and everybody has a loyalty,
and that's why certain people.
But respect can still be there.
Yeah, we can have mutual respect. I have mutual respect either way. For even if you don't respect me, I have mutual respect for you, because I'm not gonna allow you to bring me to certain levels that I've tried to evolve from. Yeah, but with in-laws, it's not something that I think that people should really get to the point where it's being disrespectful, where it's going to the left. Like, it's somewhere in between the lines where you guys can be able to communicate and find a common ground, a common respect for each other. Yeah. Whether it's y'all don't speak, or you stay over there, I stay over here, it's just hello, it's just, cordial, like whatever it is, like it must be some type of resolution just to level it. And whoever the spouse is, they need to make sure, in my opinion, step up and make sure like you keep your family in check and I keep you in check. I don't want you coming over here trying to check my family or anything like that, so it'd be an issue. So that's how I deal with it, and how I would say to handle, in-laws who are disruptive to your relationship.
Big up all in-laws, man.
Yeah, definitely.
We don't have a problem.
We're not speaking about really, us all only.
Yeah, I understand that, but as I said,
you can't relate.
I can't really relate, because I just the person I am, and you know, my in-laws are very nice people, so not a problem, really.
Yeah, I could say the same. I could definitely say the
Big up all
same.
in-laws though.
Yeah. Why you get that little cheesy smile?
Big up all of the in-laws. And
All right, next thing to leading into this topic, being that we're speaking of in-laws, there's a lot of situations where in-laws have said things to the spouse or their family member about the other spouse. This is not about us, but we've had situation, not us, but people have situations like this, where they deal with, in-laws saying something and then it start affecting the home life, and then with the home life being disrupted, you start arguing more. The aggression start coming out, the anger, the mistrust, the disappointment, whatever it is you're feeling, whatever emotion. And with that comes you arguing and fighting in front of your children.
yeah,
Me personally, growing up, I've never seen my parents fight. I know they have fights, I know they have arguments, because once you just hear everything silent, you don't see nobody talking, they're not friendly, laughy, you know something going on. But we've never actually seen like a fist fight or argument, anything like that. So for me, with having my children, I always wanted to maintain that level of living, you can say, where we try to have that respect. Even if you don't feel like you can have that respect for your spouse within that moment, have enough respect for your children. Because what we don't realize is that our actions are not only affecting us, but it also affects the children.
definitely.
They're growing up and seeing certain things, especially for little girls. I'll speak for individual. Little girls, they grow up when they see abuse in the household. They feel like, okay, well, if it happened to mommy and mommy did it and she took the beating, why I can't take it and she's a great woman and he loved her and he beat her and she stayed with him, so why I can't do it? For boys, when they see that in the household, they feel like, all right, if I'm gonna beat her, she not gonna feed some love her. It don't add up. As parents, we have to take a more responsible approach when we're doing certain things in front of our children, especially arguing. Parents argue in front of their children and they speak badly about the other parent when the other parent is not around. That's not cool. Like certain things, when you have to involve your children and use them as pawns within your relationship, that's not a relationship that you need to be in. If you feel like you have to sit there and talk down about your partner to your children, that's not a relationship you want to be in. And that doesn't really show good character about you, because your kids is going to look at you when it's all said and done and y'all good back together like, how you so stupid? Because you was just telling me that he ain't shit and he did this and he did that, but you're back with him. They might not verbalize certain things, but they're thinking about it. So we have to be mindful of how we do certain things. So that's why for us in our relationship, like, we've had many arguments. We've never had like a fist fight to where it's like a brawl. I've put my hand in his face, mushy,
Yes.
Man.
Remember one day outside Dugan house.
Shit.
On what was the name of that road that they lived on again?
148 or something like that in Queens.
Yeah.
Over by Farmers, 135th or something like that.
Yeah.
It's by Farmers Boulevard.
You
though.
get physical and me that for just walk.
No, because you try to play me. That's and it's no excuse. But let me in my defense, hear me out. Okay? We were.
But this was before children.
Yeah, this was McKaylee was born.
McKaylee was around?
Yeah.
But she wasn't around.
She wasn't present.
Yeah.
Him and I are in a relationship. Again, he has a friend who is a little bit too close to comfort. She made a few phone calls one night. I wasn't feeling it. The next day, I was at my cousin's house, and long story short, her cousin was there. She called, and I'm low-key sneaky, so I peeped that it was her because I remember the number and the name, and it popped up on the TV on the call ID thing. So I'm just like, all right, I did my little investigation work, put on my little cap and all that, my magnet. What's that called? The Inspector Gadget little magnet thing. Yeah. Anyway, so
magnifying
glass. Yeah. So we were. I asked her cousin like who she is or whatever because and I told her cousin the whole story. The girl came over to the house. Before he got there, she told me about how much they're in a relationship, whatever's going on. Whoop-de-whoop. So I'm like, all right, cool. If that's what you're saying, let's bring him to the table and let's see what he got to say. He gets there. She's dumbfounded. She don't know what happened. She never said anything. They weren't in a relationship. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a liar. So right there, you trying to play me. So therefore, I tried to reach for her. He jumped in to be Captain Save-A-Ho. So therefore, the direction and the wrath just went to him. So, yeah. So it wasn't like I just randomly just start swinging for no reason, like you put me in a spot.
And I walked away.
Yeah, we walked like 4 or 5 blocks.
I walked away, she walked me down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just add that part in a please.
Yeah.
Don't.
I was swinging the whole time we was walking. Yes, I'm not.
I never lift a finger.
Yes, he didn't hit me. That's the thing. That's one thing I can say about him. Whenever we do get into situations, I'm always the aggressor in the situation. Because that's just a way of my nature. It's not an excuse. It's not something good, but that's just who I am.
And she violate.
Who violate?
You.
You violated me because you didn't. You violated because you didn't let me get to her. It wasn't for you. It was not for you. It was for her. And because you blocked it, therefore it just went swoop. It swerved on it real quick.
But that's one of them things that still in my nature, you know, some of us not bother.
Exactly. Like we've never had any. We've had situations where we've argued or whatever.
That was one situation.
That's the only. When is there any more? Because I can't remember.
Not that
I don't remember any like physical.
That was probably the only physical.
Yeah, I don't remember any like physical because I tried to have respect, and I tried to give as much as I want to get back. But when you try to play me.
What does this sound like to you, my people? This sound like a very abusive woman. Does it sound
very abusive woman?
Does it sound like a woman that will get very abusive?
If necessary.
If certain things happen?
If necessary. I'm not denying it. If I have to, I will do it. I'm not that type of person where I'm going to run around and mess with people. But you try me and you come at me a certain way, we're going to have a problem.
Means we need to watch myself.
No, I would never. Like, I told you, when it comes to me and you, we different. Like, love is a different thing. Like, I've restrained myself in many situations where you tried me. Many. But that one, you tried to stop me from getting at her. Like, you wanted to be Captain Save-A-Ho. So, therefore, it is what it is. I was like, what, 22 when this happened? 23? Yeah, you could throw it out the window. I'm not apologizing for my actions. So please, if anyone feel like I should be sorry for what I've done, no, I'm not. Like, respect is something that if you don't want to give me respect, my respect is very important to me. Like, if you don't feel like you want to respect me, don't be around me, because I'm going to give you respect. And if I feel like you're not giving me respect and you're trying to do certain things to push my buttons, and especially if you know what I don't like, we're going to have a problem. But as far as fighting in front of the kids, like, that's not something that I condone. Like, I hold my tongue and I hold my hands real nice and neat to my side when it comes to that. Because I would never want to portray that type of image in front of my children to make them see me in that type of way.
True.
So, I know how to restrain myself. Just don't try me and do certain things to be disrespectful. That's my thing. I only go off when you put me in a space. Not everyone, not everything can get me to go off. But when it comes to people that I love and I have emotional attachment to, don't do it. Don't.
Imagine if a man was sitting over there saying that.
I'm not saying I abuse you. Did I say that?
No, I'm not saying he said that. I'm just saying, imagine if it was a man sitting in your position.
Say, yo, if a boy violate me, I'm bust a shot in his face. I'm not telling you I'm busting a shot in anybody's face.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about me and you. And the situation.
And what? So if you're saying what?
Imagine if it was a man sitting in your position right now, saying what you're saying, that if you disrespect me, I'm gonna get physical, because that's just.
I never said that it's gonna always get physical. You have to do certain things to push me to learn certain. But that's everyone. You don't have to speak it. Many people won't speak it and say that. I'm honest about mine. I'll tell you that. Yeah, a lot of people would just feel that way and just hold it. But it is what it is.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, imagine if it was a man sitting in your
I've
position
heard men
right
say
now.
worse.
You know the amount of bashing him more than I get.
Aw.
Tough.
Yeah, it's double standards to a lot of things. Y'all get off the leash for a lot of things. Off the leash.
Tough.
Y'all get not held accountable for a lot of things that you men do.
Tough.
I'm not saying I advocate violence. I'm not saying to go out there and just start fighting people. But what I'm saying is
push a certain button and
protect yours.
Another way.
Protect yours, and
yeah, I get.
It's not about, bruh, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop trying to play me. All right?
I'm not playing you at all.
It's nothing about that. It's nothing about always being violent. All right, let me ask you this. Since we've been together in the 19 years, how many fights have you seen me in?
I don't remember seeing it.
Okay, then. So how am I a violent person?
But that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's what you're trying to insinuate.
No.
Because you're saying,
what I'm saying
if a man is sitting right here saying this. No, what you're saying is if a man is sitting here saying what you're saying, it would be some shit.
Yeah, people wouldn't look upon the man a certain type of way.
But what am I saying? I'm saying defend yourself if you have to. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying go out there and provoke people and just start bullshit.
Well, clarify that.
But that's what I've been saying.
Okay.
You're just not listening. You're hearing what you want to hear, bruh. And our viewers can tell you that as well.
We'll see.
You're hearing what you want to hear. I did say I do it if I have to. I'm not going to be out here picking on people. And I said this in other episodes as well. I don't walk around looking for trouble. But if you come to me with certain vibe, I can match it. It is what it is. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I've always said.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Have it your way.
That's what he says. And he gets quiet when he can't say nothing else. When he know that he don't got nothing else to say because he knows that I'm right. So whenever you guys see we're conversing and he gets...
Have it your way, baby.
Don't I always?
I sure do. Yeah, we're not really argue in front of our children. No, that's not really what we do.
Yeah.
I would not really suggest... We don't really suggest that people
take some
do
time
like
out,
that.
sit down and talk about it.
Walk away.
Yeah. If you got to take a little minute,
Be like me. Walk away.
Yeah, he walk away and he'll go in the next room or whatever. But when I talk about some of them money, it would take the walk away and be like, all right, I'm gone for 2-3 days. I clear my mind and then gone somewhere else.
Well, if that's what it takes.
Go somewhere else.
If that's what it takes.
Go to another woman.
Well,
that's what I'm saying, somewhere else.
Is something different.
But that's what I'm saying, somewhere else.
If that's what it takes, go away, not go to another woman.
But that's what I'm specifying. That's what I'm speaking of.
That.
But that's what I just said.
Okay.
Bro,
go away.
Like, he ain't listening at all.
Go away means, to me, walk away. It doesn't mean go to another woman. It means go away. If
or
it
disappear
take
2, 3, 4 days.
If you take that.
No, you don't need to disappear. Your ass needs to be home. Because when you disappear...
I don't agree.
If we have an argument, we have a disagreement, and you disappear, how are we going to resolve the issue?
Because
you have to give space, yes.
Yeah.
Give me a couple hours to breathe, and then you come back before the night is over and we figure it out. It depends on the depth of the situation, I guess.
Yeah, some people need hours, some people need days.
Yeah, but for me, we argue. You give me a little space. Before the night is over, you come back, or I come back to you, and we figure something out.
Well, if you reach one level,
we ain't gonna be doing all of that foolishness.
Because the levels,
it's true.
If you reach a certain levels with your spouse,
that's true.
Of course, you're gonna be able to do that. But if it's not, if it's just like a fresh love, or if it's just like
something new, or
you're gonna do your own thing. You're not gonna really consider feelings and things like that.
If you love someone and this is who you want to be with, but we're speaking of...
but understanding too, baby. You have to understand that people don't function properly when in certain situations, and you have to give them space.
Understood.
And if a person need that space, then they give him that space or give her that space.
Understood.
Don't force your will.
But space doesn't fix anything.
Me want
In my opinion,
but
space
the
doesn't
space
fix
are gonna there, but you gotta come back within the time where you cool off and you level again.
Get a mellow head. Okay.
And then you got reason.
Okay.
You understand what I say? But don't say no. You have to by the night done. Sometimes every relationship is different.
That's true, but most men, when them say them gone, or they have a fight with their woman,
me not
gone
like
somewhere
that.
else.
You always do that something there.
But that's typically what you used to do, bro. So what you talking about? The only time you would check.
It's not a typical thing for men.
Bro, but it's something that I know of, so I can speak of that. I'm not saying that women don't do it.
So
but women don't really just cheat just because they have an issue with their man. Women don't really do that. Like what I do what?
Always blame the man, like the man got do this and the man.
I'm not saying that women don't do things in relationship, but majority of the time it's the men. Majority of the time it's the men.
You understand what I said though?
What are you saying?
It's not always the point that when a man go take 2 days, him go sleep.
I'm not saying that's always the time.
Yes, so
but I'm saying from my experience and what I know of situations, usually that's what happens. How am I wrong for that? It's what I know of.
Okay. Fair enough. But me, I gotta be a little bit more.
Yeah, because
objective.
you're gonna be somewhat biased because you're a man, so you're gonna try to defend the whole race and say,
not speak from a man's point of view only.
Man.
Me not speak from a man's point of view only. Women cheat too.
I never said we don't. Look how much jacket there road.
Women.
Look how much jacket there road. We know say woman give on.
In arguments, women want space too. A woman on the left hand says she wants space. You understand what I say? It don't necessarily mean that she gone her next man yard. She gone her friend yard.
Sometimes
she gone her sister yard. She gone her whatever.
The sister yard. If she left her yard for go somewhere else.
Yeah, but that's you and how you think. And not how me think. That's what I'm saying. So
because your mind to things is somewhat.
You have to be more.
No, you're somewhat naive to when it comes to certain situations because you try not to see
naive.
That's what it is.
I prefer to be naive then if that's what you want to call it. And not what it is.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'll use that.
I feel like people sometimes for just be a little bit more lenient when it comes to situations like that. If a man left the house and him gone for 2-3 days, don't wait until him come back for, hey, where you gone? You gone a woman yard? Or you gone a man yard?
Hold on, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. When we used to be, before when we just started talking, right? And you used to go to your homies, them house for the weekend or whatever. When you come back home,
I'm not saying
but that's what I'm saying though. I speak off of experience. So when you're telling me that I'm wrong for thinking that way, this is how I judge certain situations.
Some of the times, most of the times, when I'm gone for the weekend, I don't know, woman yard, I'm gone. Come and sleep at people yard like that.
You're not sleep at people yard, but them have cousins and people, things where you deal with Andrew. Like, come on, stop going like you're nonsense, like you don't know my taboo. Like, you do this little game thing, like you don't remember things and you don't know what I'm speaking of. Like, don't do that.
Peter, not all the time. Not all the time.
But majority of the time. So what are you saying? If it's majority of the time, it's most of the damn time, it's almost, you can just say it's all the damn time, brother. Shit, if it's more than 60%, what the hell you talking about? It's not all the time.
All right.
Bro, please.
All right, I'll be there with you again.
I will. Shit. Like, you always do this little foolishness.
It's not foolish, it's reality.
You get amnesia when it comes to certain things like this. Like, you don't remember specific details of what things that you've done or what happened. Like...
No, not really amnesia, babe. And amnesia at all. I understand your point. I accept your point. Like me say. It's just that I'm always have an open view as well.
I wouldn't say...
And nothing wrong with having an open view.
For me, you give too much trust. It's not even about having an open view. It's about giving too much trust.
Well,
You give people too much.
Do you benefit from that?
When you get a lot of trust?
Do you personally benefit from the trust?
I mean,
from my giving you too much trust, do you benefit from that?
I don't see where I benefit or where I don't.
You don't see where you benefit or where you don't.
Yeah, I don't really.
So see say.
For others, I see because you give passes to a lot of people who.
So
don't
see say. So suppose me wasn't a trusting person then as a man, as a husband. Wouldn't there be a lot of unnecessary issues within our relationship?
Yeah, definitely, and I wouldn't want you. But that's the thing. It's not about trusting and being insecure. It's a borderline. It's somewhat close, but it's two totally different things. So
you just say maybe too much trust, and then no, you say it's not about trust.
Yeah, but okay, you give too much trust. And meaning when I say that, it's like
So don't you benefit from that too much trust?
I'm not who I'm speaking of. I'm speaking of others around you.
Okay.
That's what I'm speaking of.
Okay.
And that's where you go wrong when it comes to judging people. That's what I'm saying. When it comes to your judgment, you always try to see the good. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with seeing the good in people, but even when they show you bad things, you still try to see the good. If you're showing me who you are, I'm going to take it. You're not going to get another opportunity to show me otherwise.
Yeah.
But you're not that type of person. You're the type of person where even when you see a bad, you're like, no, man, I just a little bad day, them have I just a little one issue. It's going to work out. It's going to be a better. Everybody going to be all right. And like, not everyone deserves that second chance. Not everyone deserves the trust that you give so free and willingly. That's what I'm saying. People have to earn trust.
I bring that energy that within the household because I know that it got translate to
throughout.
us not showing certain kind of vibration when it comes to having our children as audience. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that's just me, man. It's not something that I'm trying to be.
And honestly, that's something that I love about you. You're willing to trust because I have trust issues.
Yeah.
So with you being able to trust in you doing certain things, I see that and it's like, all right, maybe one day I can get to that point. Yeah. So it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's just you have to be careful who you give that trust to. Not everyone is deserving of that trust.
Yeah.
So
you're the only person that tell me that. My uncle tell me that all the time too.
See, so I mean, it's something that we see in you, and we and I'm sure your mom will feel the same way, and a lot of your close friends, like.
But at the end of the day, that's just me.
No, but because
nobody else.
You see, when you have that personality, people look at me as I'm the bitch, because I'm the one that's just like. So you're making it bad for me, bro.
By being myself?
Just messing with you.
Yeah, I'm myself though, I have to make sure we translate them kind of energy to the youth.
Yeah, definitely.
Balance it out.
Definitely, because so you want to make sure that your kids see love.
Yeah.
That's one thing we try to make sure our kids see love and affection. Some parents might say they don't want to kiss in front of their kids. We do all of that. Like, we're not doing X-rated stuff. We're not pushing boundaries, but we show them love. He shows them that it's okay for a man to love his wife. It's okay for him to be here with his family. Yeah. So that's something that I respect in him as a man, to know that he's doing that. And he's been doing this from a young age. So he's been that guy that's like, okay, I'm going to, make sure that everything is on track. I'm going to keep a positive energy within the household. Even if there's times where I might come with things that I hear or I feel something or something I saw or whatever the case, he's always like, all right, we're going to figure this out and let's just give it a minute and then we think about it and then, we have a discussion or whatever. But I respect that about you because a lot of men don't have that restraint within them. A lot of men, it's just like, all right, you disrespect her, you say something I'm like, or you talk out of terms, or you talk too much, you want to lick it on, and like, that's something I can say that we've never had anything, no controlling, no nothing like that.
And don't get it twisted, me a warrior.
Yeah, he's a tough youth, but when it comes to me,
you have to know how to deal with the thing.
When it comes to me,
so don't get it twisted.
Yeah, but when it comes to me, you're like a big.
Don't get it twisted. But you don't know. You have to know how to deal with it.
The two-way warrior.
Don't
get it twisted.
Oh, you have to know how to deal with it. You have to know how to deal with the thing. Yeah?
Exactly. You have to know. Especially if you have two hot heads, you have to know how to
balance it.
Yeah. So, but it's definitely a good convo with you.
Always.
Always. I enjoyed it. Well, I hope you guys enjoy the conversation that we've had today. And we would just like to thank you once again for joining us on another episode of Music and Marriage.
Yeah, man.
Again, my name is Nikita, and this is...
I'm Black Red Square.
Also, make sure you like, subscribe, share. Make sure you comment. We really like to know how you guys feel. We want to know how you like the discussions. If you have to add anything in, like, we definitely want the...
Be open with us.
Yes.
We definitely
open. Want
as that. Open as we are.
Yes.
We're hoping that you do the same. See?
Exactly. And do the same within your own relationships as well. Take a little thing from this, But thank you guys again for joining us, and we hope you will be back again for our next episode.
Music and
marriage. Bye bye.